Hello everyone, and welcome back. Today is I would say, special vlog for you. This is a special vlog for me. I am celebrating the, homecoming of my dad, James Edward Buckley. Edward James Buckley, however you want to call it. It was odd for me because I never call him by his first name. Because he would look at me like, so I never really call him by his first name. But this vlog is for, I would say, the people who weren't able to attend his funeral, so you can see it, see how it went. It was wonderful. I had never been to a military funeral before, so that was really a different kind of change of pace. And being able to accept all of the things like his flag and certain individual things that I got. We have like keep saying things with his ashes. But the one good thing I had is I was able to spend like 3-4 days with his ashes. So it was good for me to sit with him and reflect. Even in his later days, that's what we did. We always reflected and talked to each other. Like my dad really got to know me towards the end of his life, just like I got to know him toward the end of his life. So it was a really different way for me to look at my dad, because through the way of me growing up, I had, what would say, my aunties would raise me, but I never saw like my dad hardly ever, unless it came to disciplinary issues or things like that. I really didn't see him because he was moving and shaking. Those that know what I'm talking about, you know what I'm talking about. But finding out he was able to, get this money and able to support the things that I needed, throughout my life, that he would really had a piece in part to do with that, was able for me to look past the bad things that I thought as a child, as growing up. Able to see that he was taking care of me, but just not really there, But toward the end, we had a really good relationship. We more talked about things. I have a picture where we celebrated New Year's together, and that day was the day that it was like I actually got to know my dad. Like my dad got to know me. He would ask me questions about my personality and things like that. I think this is more of closure for me, as far as, the emotional end of it. I've been putting this off for the longest because, it makes you face certain things that you're not comfortable with facing. And I encourage everyone to do that, something to separate you from the hurt and get on to the joys of, I don't want to say death, but passing. There is a joy in it, if you choose to go down that route. Again, my dad was a street guy. Those who's watching this, who he was. He was a real street guy. He talked a lot of stuff, a lot of, that stuff, Yeah, he was he's funny. I know that's where I get it from. He had a quick temper. So I know those that are watching when I say that, you know I'm laughing. So there's a couple of things that I've inherited from the old man. But that's all I wanted to share with you guys right now, because I personally think the rest is for me, for me to, hold on solid with my dad. So I want to keep that for myself, but I do have a treat for you guys of the funeral. There is a gun salute in the funeral, so I advise those who don't like the gunshot sounds, maybe turn on your TV. I'll warn you before, but it'll be there. So I love you guys, and thanks. This one's for my homie. This one's for my homie.
chaplain. If you think it may be too loud, please cover your ears. In addition, we still are observing social distancing. We ask that everybody remain 6 feet apart. Let's live in the same house. It's okay to be together. And last, masks are required unless you have a medical condition that says otherwise. Turn it over.
Please stand as you are able. United States Navy. Present. Arm. Please be seated. Good morning and welcome to Tacoma National Cemetery. Today's service is being conducted by members of the Veterans of Foreign Wars, the U.S. Volunteer Joint Services Command, is our rifle team, and of course the United States Navy. If you have a cell phone, we ask that you would silence it or put it on vibrate. As Troy said, there's rifle fire. It is loud. So please, when that happens, protect your ears, particularly little people. Veterans are invited to salute as appropriate throughout the service. Thank you. Attention. We're here assembled to pay lasting tribute and respect to our departed comrade, James Buckley. The call of our country was heard. James answered. Self was forgotten in the cause of the greater good. As a brave man, he marched away with an abiding faith in his God, his country, and his flag. The red of our country's flag was made redder still by his heroism, the white more stainlessly pure by the motives which impelled him, and in the starry field of our nation's glorious banner, the blue has been glorified by the service he has given for American ideals. Brave rest, Comrade Chaplain.
Let us pray. Almighty merciful God, creator of all, in the midst of these monuments of the dead, we see your hand. In the depth of our sorrow, we realize the truth that though we die, we shall live again in the shelter of your love. As comrades after comrades depart this life, we watch on when our ranks go thinner. Help us to be faithful to you and to one another. We ask that you will look in mercy upon all of us here assembled, and want your compassion, tenderness, and consult and comfort those bereaved by the hands of death. Give them the oil of joy for mourning, the garment of praise for the spirit of heaviness. Holy God, bless our nation with freedom, peace, and righteousness, and through your blessed favor, may we all meet at last before your throne of grace in heaven, and through your great name shall be praised forever and ever. Amen.
Amen.
One by one, as the years roll on, we are called upon to fulfill these sad duties in respect to our departed comrades. The present, full of the cares that beset all nations, whether engaged in war or peace, fades away as we look back on the day that James left his home to defend his country. Imbued by a spirit of devotion and inspired by an undying love of his country, he gladly went forth to join comrades both young and old to preserve our heritage of freedom. We trust that the example set by James will prove a glorious beacon to the youth of our country who may be called upon to uphold the honor of our flag. We realize how futile mere words are to express our deep and abiding sympathy in our loss. May we be comforted by the assurance that our comrade, friend, and loved one is at rest in God's eternal peace and abides in a place where all burdens are lifted and there is no more sickness or pain. Let us so live that when the keeper of the eternal record shall have called our names for the last time, those we leave behind will say of us, as we now say of James, here lies all that is mortal of a true-hearted comrade and a fearless defender of his country and his flag. Please stand as you are able for military honors. United States Navy. Rifle detail, you will fire 3 volleys. Present arms.
Humble, look. And fire! And fire! Keep on. Reserve up.
Please be seated. He's holding the flag. I'm Coleman, Dr. Reed. Served by a high school senior by the name of Kelly Strong. He wrote it in 1981 as a tribute to his father who had served in Vietnam. To watch the flag pass by one day, it fluttered in the breeze. A young sailor saluted it, and then he stood at ease. I looked at him in uniform, so young, so tall, so proud. With haircut square and eyes alert, he'd stand out in any crowd. I thought of how many men like him had fallen through the years. How many died in foreign soil. How many mothers' tears. How many pilots' planes shot down. How many died at sea. How many foxholes were soldiers' graves. No, freedom is not free. I heard the sound of taps one night when everything was still. I listened to the bugle playing and felt a sudden chill. I wondered just how many times the taps had meant amen when a flag had draped a coffin of a brother or a friend. I thought of all the children, of the mothers and the wives, of fathers, sons, and husbands with interrupted lives. I thought about a graveyard at the bottom of the sea, of unmarked graves in Arlington. No, freedom is not free. Our flag is the honored, most visible symbol of our country. James served under this flag, and as a veteran has earned the honor of having it presented to his loved ones in his memory.
On behalf of the Department of Veterans Affairs and Grateful Nation, in honor of our service
Holy God, we trust your promise of life eternal. And so we say, dust shall return to dust, and the Spirit to God who gives it. Earth to earth, ashes to ashes, dust to dust, and the Spirit unto the great Spirit that watches over the lives and souls of all people. Amen.
Amen.
Navy, post. Present. On. Order. Arm. This concludes our service. I want to thank you for allowing us the honor to do this for
Right,
you. We wish you all a safe return home, and God bless you all.
Don't think of this place as a sad place. It's a place where heroes rest.